So, if you've given any interview, you must have thought of, oh, they always ask for strengths and weaknesses during the interview. And I have to be very vigilant about what to say in those strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes we are often taught that you have to mention your weaknesses in such a manner that they sound like your strengths, right? Lately, I've been thinking about this word, which is strength. And the topic, or I can say the main agenda for today's video, is to talk about the strengths which are considered as your capabilities. When we speak of these strengths, like I could come up with four strengths which can definitely they sound very nice, but if they are overused in your behavior in your lifetime, then it can lead to a major problem, or I can say such derailing behaviors which can definitely hinder your career growth, or I can say personal relationships as well. So, in today's video, I'm going to focus on monitoring these strengths and using them in a balance so that it does not affect your day to day lives in upcoming time. Now, why did I come up with this topic in the first place was because lately I've been thinking quite a lot about my own strengths, and I was also thinking about how good it sounds to have so much strength, be it mental, be it physical, be it any type of strength, right? We feel very proud of whatever we bring to the table. But sometimes when these things they become in excess, when these behavioral traits they are overused, I would say, there arises a problem. Again, it may or may not happen with a lot of us, but then it does happen with people who overuse their strengths again. In this video, I'm going to talk about such four strengths which can turn into your weaknesses in the longer run. So, how can we do the strategic self awareness so that we can continue to leverage these strengths instead of making them a liability for ourselves? So, the number one strength here is empathy. When empathy is used in excess, it turns into emotional burnout. And I truly, truly mean it because I believe that I have a lot of empathy for other people out there, but it again turns into a lot of emotional exhaustion at some point, I would say. And when you are empathetic towards other people, you think quite a lot from their point of view, which again dilutes your thinking, your emotional thinking, I would say. So, whenever someone is angry with me, whenever someone is not doing well and they are arguing with me, so I understand their point of view. I understand what they may be going through and what may have caused the behavior to be so. Now, because I can understand what they are going through and what caused their behavior, it kind of makes me be lenient towards them and excuse their behavior because I understood where they are coming from. So, this is a strength that you can feel other people's emotions. But at the same time, if it is overused, if empathy is being overused, it can lead to the emotional exhaustion, and then you will feel the burnout, right? So I did feel it lately. I was caught up in a lot of things. Then I had to understand other person's point of view as well. And when I understood their point of view, my feelings, I kind of abandoned my own feelings because I understood their point of view. So I do not want this to happen to me. So same thing goes for you. If you are highly empathetic, if you truly, truly feel what other person is going through, and sometimes it leads to self-abandonment, then I would suggest you to use empathy by balancing it. Strength number two. It is my personal favorite, and when a lot of people ask me what are your strengths, I mention this one specially. So I say that I'm very adaptive in nature. When I say adaptive, I also say that I am like water. So you know that water can take shape of any container out there. I can adapt to any kind of situation out there. Sometimes it dilutes my own core values, I would say, and it used to happen quite a lot earlier, but nowadays, or I can say since last year, I have started defining my core values very strategically, and no matter what happens, I will not let myself dilute. Many of you might say that, even after being water, being very adaptive in nature, you can still understand where to draw the line, right? But it was not the case with me. I was unable to do that up until last year. So once I learned that, it became even much easier for me to stay true to my true strength, which is being adaptive. And I did not let adaptiveness become a habit of mine, which is to go along with just anyone and go along with what other people wanted me to do. Like, okay, so this is something that I truly, truly feel you should be adaptive, but wherever it is needed, do not break your mold. This habit, or I can say this characteristic trait or behavioral pattern, can definitely lead to a lot of destruction in your life if you will just keep on adapting towards other people's nature. So do not excuse any type of other person's behavior or anyone else's out there so that you can mold yourself accordingly. Now we will talk about number three. A lot of us, we label ourselves as being very sensitive, and I feel like I'm one of them. I feel too much, like a lot of emotions. And some may reason it with me being a girl. Well, that is not the only reason, I would say. But in my nature, it happens a lot. Like I feel the tone that people use around me. I do feel the body language that they have. I do feel the type of words that they are using. I do understand if they are being passive aggressive with me. So I can easily understand what is happening in my surroundings, and I sometimes feel quite a lot about what someone has said to me, and it sometimes runs 1 or 2 days in my head if the other person is very close to me and they have said something to me. So this only applies to when someone who is very close to me has said something to me. Okay, rest, it does not matter that much. But sensitiveness can definitely destroy your mental peace if you take almost everything to your heart. Sometimes people may say that being sensitive, you feel things quite a lot. Okay, who cares? You can feel that. But then if those feelings are going to ruin your day or mental health, I would say, then that's a problem. So we need to understand where to draw the boundary again. When we speak of the personality types or the components of personality, I would say there are two things. One is your identity, which is formed on the inside, which you form your own identity. You define who you are, you define your values, you define what you want in life, right? And how do you do things in life. Okay, that is your identity. And number two is reputation. Reputation is something like how do people perceive you. For example, for our parents, the reputation is their society, right? And for a lot of you, you may also think the same. How your friends are perceiving you, family, I would say. So that is our reputation. When we speak of these two things in personality, all of this, it comes up with a lot of characteristic, or I can say behavioral patterns in our lives. And when these behavioral patterns they became they are unbalanced, it can definitely lead to problems in life. So monitoring the behaviors is absolutely very important, and that is what I keep on talking about in on my channel. Now we will move towards the fourth strength, which is independence. Independence looks so good to hear, right? And independence is absolutely a very wonderful strength to have because you are not dependent on other person out there. Or I can say even if you are interdependent, which is you are dependent on them for some reason and they are dependent on you for some reason, that is a good thing. But when we speak of independence, I and how does it turn into a derailing behavior, or I can say a behavior which can hurt you or can be problematic in life, is when you become hyper independent. So people who are hyper independent, they refuse to take somebody's help. They do not want other people to intervene in their lives, or like help them. So such people, because they have a habit of doing things on their own and alone, they figure out things on their own. So they have this habit of not asking for help or in right time, because they are very hyper independent. They do not seek for help very easily, and which again makes it very difficult for them to function in life. And it happens like they feel a lot of stress, burnout, cortisol spikes. So this all happens because they are too much independent, or I can say hyper independent. So these were the four strengths, I would say, that a lot of people have out there. But if overused, they can lead to derailing behaviors again, and it can cause problems in your life. So I would say that behavior change, it requires massive, I would say, massive discipline in terms of taking accountability for your behavior again. And there should be intention to change. And timely measures are also very important. So if there is anybody out there who may be working on their behavior, then it becomes equally important to measure it as well. So you need to understand what are the changes in your behavior time to time, so that you can definitely have a roadmap in for the upcoming time, I would say. So this was it for today's video. I just thought of let us talk about certain strengths which can definitely lead to destruction if overused. Let me know which one of these strengths are you on the extreme side of the spectrum, I would say. My phone's storage is full. I'll end this video here. Let me know in the comment section which out of these four strengths do you possess on the extreme level. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.